Uh, Hello, YouTube modeling community. This is Rusty Rotor with a mail call Mental Monday. Not a lot on the table this week, guys. I did get a shop card in. Pardon me, I had to get it back out of the envelope. From Mr. David Chen. The shop card is like hand art. It's really cool. Covering all genres. Cars, semis, aircraft, spacecraft, warcraft, and ships. That's really cool. That's taking the time and probably, I don't know if he hand drew that or not, but that's exactly what it looks like. It's hand drawn and then replicated. And I know his name's backwards to you guys probably. I apologize for that. Hey David, thanks for the kind words. I really appreciate it. You guys get over there, check his channel. All these guys put out great stuff. Go show them some love. Give him a thumbs up, a subscription if you're not already subscribed to his channel. I know he'd greatly appreciate it, and I greatly appreciate getting these. Again, real quick, I do have shop cards to trade for shop card or shop card for a sticker, however you guys want to do it. This is going up on the shelf of fame with all the others. That's it. I'm waiting on a package to come today, but I've waited long enough. This video is probably going to come out a little later in the evening. So I apologize in advance. Let's see. Before we get to the mental part of it. Well, I guess, yeah, we'll do it this way. So, everybody knows the storyline, even though it's not real, and we're just playing and having fun, making the most of this situation. The ramp truck. We got the frame back. The big race is, like in a month. He's scurrying around. The semi is broke down. The amount of money it's going to cost to fix the semi, and the time frame it's going to take, it's easier for him to put this ramp truck together and get his stuff and get to the race. So I'll turn you around here. Let me get my old man specs out of the way. I said there was no warp parts. I lied. Everything on mine, the cab, the hood, the frame is not warped. Got to the ramp and it's warped. But I believe after once it's all together, it's kind of pulling out now. But once it gets glued down to the frame, I think it's going to take all the warpage out of it, or it'll be so minuscule you won't even see it. But we got we're only doing one side. Open the cargo doors. All I gotta do now is I gotta put using sheet styrene, make my panels for the inside there to separate all the doors, get my hinges in, and then I can get that into the body shop for the guys to get it under primer. We got the floor pan together. This is warped also a little bit, not bad. I watched HPI guy's video this weekend, and his was a mess. But he pulled it through and put it together, and he showed what everything was. Same way I explained that you can contact them and just give them time, be polite. It's not Mobius's fault. It's not Model King's fault. It's who actually produced the kit or made the plastic. We did get the chassis back from the chassis shop. Excuse me. No issues with it. It went together. Like I put it in the box, shook it up, and opened the box back up, and there it was. We got our tires sanded. I went with gunmetal gray for the wheels. I probably am putting the hubcaps in the front. I won't know until I get there to make sure. But we got the center hubs in the back. Like I said, I love these tires. They just so nice. And it's, I mean, I don't make my stuff rolling, but she is already. I said before I was going to open up the back of this, and after second thought and looking in there, with going through and opening up all these doors, time frame, crunch, money, just kidding about the money, but just time, we're going to give it a nice black back here, and we're going to go with it. Now, on my kit, my hood is just a hair wider than it needs to be, or should be. So I went down the back panels. Oops, get my finger there. Back down the back panels, right, give me the hood, right here on both sides. I started up here. You might be able, if I get up close enough, you can kind of see right underneath that emblem, where the emblem goes. I started sanding and working it down, pushing harder when I got back to here, just to tuck that in, and it helped a lot. So now, you know, hood looks good on there. I don't have no warpage in my hood or sinking in the hood. Cab is nice and straight. I've already had it on the frame. Fits good like it's supposed to. All I have left is to remove the molding at the bottom on both sides. All the other body work is done. I've scribed all the panel lines just to go that extra mile. So, you know, I've put a lot of work into just this, and by the time I'm done to remove these without going through and tying up more time and removing the center there. It can be done. You know, you can take all this out, and then that way you can see through, you know, the grill into the radiator. Sorry guys, it's jumping around so much. You know, it's not that it can't be done. It's just you got to understand, I've also got a NASCAR kit to build, to put on this, and time frames of, you know, how much time I get down here in the shop and everything else has to coincide. So what time am I going to allow for this, that, or the other? I wanted to allow it inside the cargo doors of the ramp part. I've not personally seen a ramp truck like that opened up. I'm sure there is. You know, it's not, I'm not the only guy I looked at and said, hey, let's open those up. And I know better than that. But, you know, they opened up nice. Now, you got to keep in mind, especially right here, the tabs that are in alignment to go on that little tab right there, I had to shave those off the door. And I'll come back in and I'll shave this one off after the glue completely dries down the side here. Just so when I put my door on there, the hinge will sit in there, and that's about right where my hinge will go. So I don't want this in there, but I want this whole glue edge here to dry first before I do try to remove this. I've pretty much rough sanded all the openings at the bottom, the sides, all around them. I do have some overscribe marks. I gotta sand down some more. I just got some glue in there first to kind of fill it in and see how that does before I put any putty on it. I hate small areas with putty. It never looks right afterwards. But it happens. You know, this side went on really good. You see, you know, we're not going to open these up. I was thinking about doing all of it, then I was like, well, man, I know this is going to eat up a lot of time right here. But, you know, I can get in here and put the little panels in to separate each one of these, you know, storage containers, and then a little piece over the top of them, and then put my ramp down on it, and then start priming everything. Well, I'll get my hinges in too. And then prime all of it, the inside and outside of the doors, and, you know, be ready for paint. We did pick a color. We're doing the ramp part and the cab in the petty blue. The roof, I'm still determining if I want to do it white or the vermilion red. Getting ideas, Drop them down in the comment what you think, what you like to see. I just don't know how well that red would look on the roof. It might look okay even with the car sitting there to kind of contrast everything, but you know, I'm not a NASCAR guy, so I really don't know how their trucks look, or even back in the day when they were using ramp trucks to go to these, you know, early day NASCARs. So I'm open to suggestions on that. I'm still struggling with it, red, you know, red or the white. I mean, I know the Petty car has got white on it too. So we'll do that. And I also got, here, crap, I forgot. The parts box, and I got a bunch of little goodies, some batteries, an extra transmission, there's the bell housing, an extra starter, fuel filters, an extra oil pan. I've got an intake and carburetor, water pump, all the spare parts that'll be inside those little cargo areas. So he's, you know, he's got to get his truck stocked up. I got an extra set of tires to put up on the top. I have a spare engine to put. I'm going to have it like dangling from the hoist still. That way, you know, he's ready to go. Even if he blows an engine, tires, blows his transmission out, he's got everything he needs, you know, inside this truck, as you would in the big, you know, race semi. His pit crew can, you know, all carpool together and whatever they want to carpool in to get there to the race. That's the important thing at the end of the day, is getting to the race and hopefully winning. I'm still waiting on Petty's place to send the car over. As soon as it gets here, we'll get a unboxing of it and do a review on it, and then we'll do the build process. The ramp truck we're going to kind of spot here and there, and it'll be combined with the Richard Petty car too. It is a Salvini or Salvinus JR, I think it's the 73 Charger, is what's coming, which is good. I mean, this is a 67 truck, so the truck was, you know, used back in the day, and now we're using it. We're in the 70s, and that's the kind of the storyline. I hope you guys are enjoying this. You know, get thumbs up, thumbs down. You know, subscribe. Doesn't cost you nothing. Hit those bell notifications. That way you know when I'm putting these videos out. 3D update. So I can show you this. I did some more test printing over the weekend. I got to do a lot more today and tomorrow, but we did print out the twin turbos for the 572. It's the intake setup. Gives you an option of intercoolers. This one here or this one, and then the extra piping to do that. I guess, I mean, if you got real creative, you could put them both in there and figure out a way to run them that way, but that's how they come out of the printer. You know, still on the supports. This is how it will be shipped if anybody's interested in them. I will not remove these. That's going to be up to you guys. That's why, you know, I don't charge as much for my stuff as the other guys. It's not knocking it. You know, truth be known, their stuff is probably better, you know, as far as the finish of it. But these turned out really, really good. Look, you guys are really close, and they're nice. I mean, they turned out really good. These supports come off really easy, though, so it's not a matter of time really on that. It's just it'll ship better being on here. You know, then I'll have this little piece in with it. It'll just ship better on here. Today I'm getting ready after this video to do a run of the 572 because I made some changes to that. I made some changes to the 572 and the supercharger intake setup for it. I had to make some changes to that. What else did I change? I shouldn't say me and my son. He came over again yesterday and helped me get them all reconfigurated, and where I was testing some pieces out, and we got some stuff lined up wrong, and it just caused a mess. But I believe we got it straightened out now. The 2 sets of tires that'll be ready are the Mopar Rallies and I think they're called the VR 500s. It's a Mopar wheel too, but it's kind of like you see on the Super B. I've had a picture. Oh. It's just like those, only they've been modified, retroed, hot rodded, deeper dish, little wider spoke. They look, and those would look good on really anything. Like I said, a Chevelle, El Camino. It doesn't matter on that. The Mopar Rallies generally are just you can put them on an old Chrysler, anything like that. Give a new look. But those will be ready. I got to do one more test print of the Mopar Rally tires. Now that we changed those around a little bit, to see how they print. What else? Well, I got 2 sets of steering wheels. There's 3 in each set. Oh, I have the Fuelies intake for the 572. That's going to be ready this week also. I'm done test printing that. It's all printing great. You get a short stack and the tall stack with the intake. So like when you buy a 572, you can just, instead of using the stock intake and everything, put the Fuelies intake on it, and that setup. It would run the same belt drive in the front. You're just changing the intake. So there's 4 variations of intakes: the Fuelie, the supercharger, the dual carb, and the twin turbo. So those are the options. And then I'll announce probably on Wednesday's video when the 572s, what day they'll be ready. And then I'll just take, like I said, a run of 6 of each. And you'll have the option of what intake setup you want for the 572. I'll be selling it that way to you. So when you get it, it'll be on the supports. If you want, you'll get the stock setup regardless. And it's just whatever option you want. If you just want the 572 and stock intake, then I'll take a couple dollars off the price of that too. But if you want, the twin turbo or the supercharger or the, dual carbs or the Fuelies, I'll give you the price with the 572. And then, that price won't reflect the shipping. The shipping should be, guys, don't hold me to this, because my post office, for some reason, I can take one thing one day and the 2 days later to take the exact same freaking thing into the post office, and there'll be $1 or $2 difference. Same packaging, same item that's in the package. So I don't have a setup for shipping and all that where I have a flat rate. I can tell you this: it's going to be, they're going to be between $7 and $10 added to the price. That's what the shipping costs me. So I mean, that's what it's going to be. And I'm trying to shave the price of the item so it doesn't, I don't want to be compared to, Ryan Jones or Iceman Joel or VCG Resins. I'm not trying to compete with them. I'm just, as I'm test printing and I get a good print, I put those items to the side. And that's what, the run of 6 of each item I'm going to let go. So, it's up to you guys. Mental Monday. The one thing I am going to try to do, and you guys can give me feedback down here in the comments, is pre-wired distributors. I buy them. Certain ones I will make myself if the distributor is of the right size and the detail is there. I'll take the time and pin vise, drill them out. And I have what they call 30 AWG AUG wrapping wire. I bought it. It's like 8 colors in a spool, and it was like, I don't know, $4 or $5 a spool. I got it on eBay. You can get it on Amazon too. But it is a hair bigger than what it really should be. But I mean, at the end of the day, it looks nice. You've seen several of my models, and that's what's on there. I'm trying to find the actual size wire, like everybody else uses. Morgan's Automotive, Detail Masters, ProTech. I'm just struggling trying to find. I've been researching for a couple weeks now, trying to find that right gauge wire. If any of you guys know where I can find it, send me an email or drop it down in the comments, and I'll check it out. Because not that it's something to make me wealthy, because it's not going to. I can make them, and probably will make to order with a lot of time into them. I've already had a process of making them for myself, and I've got a little thing that I use to keep everything in line. Price-wise, overhead, it's not super expensive, therefore I don't have to charge a lot. And then again, we got to incorporate shipping, unfortunately. I mean, if you live local to me, you can just come by the house and, give me a few bucks and take one home with you, or half a dozen. But I'm thinking about doing that, making my own pre-wired distributors. It'll just be standard distributors. I may venture out and do the 6-cylinder and 4-cylinder. I'm just want to stay away from the electronic ignition and the magnetos. Everybody else does a great job of those, and this is just something I want to try to do. And if I can make them and sell them, and at least get my money back, I'm happy at the end of the day, because I'm getting somebody something that they want, and they need for their build, and I get pleasure out of that too. It's not just all about me and me getting everything. So it's something I'm thinking about. Like I said, drop your comments down there what you think about it. If you'd like to see it, if you know what the actual size of the wire is. Everybody's bought a distributor kit. It's, you got to put it together. But that gauge of wire, I'm not going to go buy 1,000 kits just to get the wire to make my own distributors. That's just ridiculous. The balling on the budget is me finding, rolls of that wire in those colors, or multicolor pack. Radio Shack, unfortunately, is not open anymore. But somebody is making that wire that all these companies that make these things, somebody knows what it is and where to get it. And that's what I need to know. And then the reward after all that, you guys do a little legwork, help me out. I'll get the stuff, and I'll start making some pre-wired distributors. I need to get some cards made to put in the little envelopes that'll come in. So, I mean, it's going to be, a few weeks out, a month out, before I could start getting them out there to everybody. If it's, if it gets a green light. I'm trying to plan these builds and allowing enough time in between to focus on some other things like the 3D printing and making these pre-wired distributors, and some other things I have in my head down the road. And like I said, this Mondays are a mental Monday, and this is just a thought, a mental thought that I had, and I wanted to get you guys' opinion on it and see what you thought about it. Like I said, I know there's, there are between $5 and $7, $8 a piece, depending on who you get them from. And that's fine and dandy. Something like that would be like $1 a ship. I throw it in a little envelope and through the mail if you only buy one. And then after so many items, your shipping is going to go up because they do weigh everything. But but it's cheap enough. It's something cheap enough I can make and get to you guys if you're interested. And if not, I'm going to do it for myself regardless. You know, but I know everybody likes to find a cheaper route to be able to get the goodies for their builds. And this is one way I can do it. But I do need your guys' help and your input on it. So if you don't mind, you know, drop it down there in the comments. The ramp truck is in full swing. Commission build. The video will be out tomorrow for that. Just give you a heads up, I did go ahead and put the first 2 coats of clear on. When there's decals involved, I like to do 2 coats. Get the decals covered primarily first. I did pick up some junk, so I stopped. And it is gassed out now, and I've wet sanded it, so we're ready to go back into the spray booth tomorrow to finish up the clear. Hopefully we won't pick up any more junk. I got to go through and get the spray booth cleaned. I'm going to line it this time, and I'm going to get the DIY vacuum table, whatever you want to call it, downdraft table, going about an hour before, and then turn on the table or the spray booth, get the air circulated in the room really good, and try not to move around so much and stir up any dust. I did get the jig I was talking about. It's just hacked. You can see it right there. Boom. So now you guys will have an aerial view of me working just about like that angle right there inside the spray booth, without me holding on to the... I'm still playing with the GoPro. We eventually will make the transition over to just GoPro for everything, including videos, stills, you know, whatever. Wednesday, we do have an old build. Excuse me. I've got about 6 to 7 of them left to show you guys. So, you know, it's going to drag out for a few weeks. But I thought with that, we'd go ahead and break out the other diorama that we're going to be working on. And we're going to start that this year. It probably won't be finished until next year. But we'll get that down and we'll go over that Wednesday also. Everything that I've got right now, my plans for it, how I want it to look, and some of the techniques I'm going to be using to acquire that. Hopefully. But other than that, everything else is going good. Thanks for all the kind words on me being sick. I am feeling a lot better. I fight allergies all year round, guys. I have horrible, I'm allergic to bees, dogs, cats, grass, wood, you know, all the crap that is surrounding me. And it just depends on the day. Some days I get to have a really good day and it doesn't bother me that bad, and other days it's just horrible. I'm constantly sniffling and, you know, hacking, so it just is what it is. I take medicine for it, but it doesn't really do nothing. There was one other thing for a mental. I've lost total train of thought. Oh, I know what I was. Hold on just a second, guys. I wanted to show you. So this is the stuff that I bought. You can see it coming out backwards too, probably. But you get down here, it's AWG, 30. It's got red, black, yellow, purple, orange, brown, green, and blue. And this is teeny tiny wire, in its own right. But to scale, if you're wanting to get precise, it is just a little bit bigger. Actually, this would probably be the size of the boot. So, and I've looked and looked, on this to try to find, and it's not real decisive, or as far as companies that carry it and sell it, it's not, you know, like I said, by the naked eye, this stuff's tiny. And so online, you can't compare. It's not like yeah, this is bigger. No, that's smaller. You can't do that. I've seen contradictory information about, you know, 40 AUG being the largest. And then I've seen it the actually opposite. So like I've been looking around 24 to 26 to 27 AWG for the right size. I think that is the right way to go. You can correct me if I'm wrong. There's a lot of guys that know more about this than I do. But I'm looking for a wire that's smaller in diameter than that. Single core wire, just like this. Not the braided, you know, innards. I want a single wire. That way it's just like this. You can bend it and flex it how you want it to go, and look, you know, like they're draping and they're just relaxed and chilling out because they're going 190. But, you know, if I can't find nothing, that's what I use, and it does look good. It doesn't look horrible, and you can't really tell it's a little too big. It's when you go to put it together, you're like, oh, this is a little too big, because it doesn't work with the standard, you know, Detail Master wire looms and all that, because that won't fit through it. So I've held up the boot that you get with the kit, the boot wire, the little black or the pinkish red color that you use to make your boots, and it's the same size as that. So I know the actual wire is smaller. I just don't know what it is. So again, you know, if you know, drop down in the comments. You know, you leave your thumbs up. If you want to drop me an email, drop me an email. I've had a lot of fellows, you know, contact me through the email. And that's great. I love to communicate. As you can see, every video I ramble on more than I should. But it's just, you know, this is my my release for the hobby and my love for it. And I hope you guys feel the same way. I'll probably do another update Friday on the ramp truck, where I'm at with it. If the petty car comes in, we'll do a separate video, the unboxing and review of it, and go over it. Like I said, I've never done one before for a NASCAR, let alone a Salvino, you know, Salvino's JR. I've heard great things from everybody. Hobbynut 007, or Hobby Dude 007, Matthew over at you know, Glue Your Fingers and Keep Cutting Styrene, HPI guy, all of them give great reviews on those kits, and, you know, build them and are enthralled with them, and that's amazing, because that's information for me as a builder to, you know going into it. So I do have a little heads up on them. So I hope I do the review, or give it justice, I should say, because it's going to be all new to me. So I'm going to be a little excited about it. Again, it's been since I was a teenager that I've built a NASCAR kit. So it's going to be fun. And that's at the end of the day, this hobby is supposed to be fun. And I hope you guys are enjoying the story and the journey we're taking with this, and where it's going and what direction it's going in. Like I said, as I do certain detail, most of the other detail will probably be underneath the hood. Interior will be bone stock. I'm not going to do anything, just detail painting. I can tell you that now. We will flock the forward. I said flock. And then all these little friggin' doors. I've done the rough sanding on them now. I just got to do the finished sanding on them, front and all the edges and the back side. A lot of them have injector marks on them. I don't know if this one does or not. No, yeah, it does. You can kind of see I've already started sanding on them and chiseling them away. So I got to get rid of those, and then get my sleeves for the hinges to go into on them. This one's going to be fun. I've never done one that small before, so it's going to be interesting. The ramps will be dry brushed. You know, this truck is being used. It's been reconstructed, so everything's pretty much going to be new on it. But, you know, they've put the car on, taken the car back off or something. So there's going to be a little worn area on the ramps. Not a whole lot because, like I said, you know, it's, you know, this is the truck's maiden voyage again. And Richard Petty ain't going to show up to the races with a junker. He sent it out in advance, and because it was quicker and cheaper to fix this than it was a semi for right now. And that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. All right, so we're going to call it quits. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Like I said, thumbs up, thumbs down, subscription, hit that bell notification. Go check out David Chin's channel. Again, David, thank you for the kind words. I love getting shop cards. I love trading for them. To clarify something, a lot of my models I've, you know, hand-picked, or I got them because, you know, they're going to be a build. They're special to me. I don't have a lot to trade or that I'd want to trade right now, but that doesn't mean I'm not interested in doing trades. I'll 3D print parts and trade. You know, if you know, I had a gentleman just contact me and send me a bunch of pictures of some models he's interested in trading, and that's awesome. Almost every one of them I'm interested in. I told him to give me a few days and let me go through the kits and see, you know, if there's anything I'm willing to let go to trade. It's hard for me to let it go because I don't quadruple buy or double buy each one where I have extras. It's pretty much a specific kit. I've already bought parts for it. I've made parts for it, or I've traded some other stuff to get parts for it, for that build. So it's hard for me to trade off something that I have. But that doesn't mean I won't trade. If you're interested in 3D printed parts, I can do a lot of trading there. So, or, you know, I can put up a little money if it's something I'm really interested in. But just a little mental thought, food for thought type thing. But we'll see you tomorrow, guys, on the commission build update. I think that's part 7 and 8. If I'm not mistaken, I have to go back through and look, but I think it is part 7 and 8. I'm going to show you where we're at. So I got to get some work done on it today. I'm done for the ramp truck today. So I'm going to move over to the commission table and get going on that. And we'll see you guys tomorrow. This is Rusty Rotor. I'm out.